Leda, deciding to stay in a boring corporate job because a silver coin got stuck in your rug is a very small personal mistake, but standing in the middle of your strict, bald manager's beautiful green garden, holding a massive plate of black, burnt chicken and accidentally dropping it directly onto his expensive white leather shoes is an absolute life-changing regret.
You dropped burnt chicken on his white shoes? Oh my goodness, Sam. Please do not tell me the grill was still on fire when you did it. Welcome to a highly embarrassing, very apologetic episode of the English Unscripted podcast, everyone. I am Lita.
And I am Sam, the man who is currently looking for a brand new job and a brand new identity. Today, guys, we are completely diving into the painful world of regrets and mistakes, the extreme panic of saying the wrong thing at a party, and why looking back at your past makes you want to scream into a soft pillow.
It is definitely a screaming into the pillow kind of day, Sam. We have 3 very apologetic chapters for you today, guys. First, we are talking about the absolute disaster of social mistakes. Then we will explore the extreme danger of reply all emails in the office. And finally, we will talk about why your biggest life regrets are actually your best teachers.
3 chapters of pure emotional therapy. But wait, Leda, before I tell you exactly what the manager said while he looked at his greasy white shoes, we have a very special protective mission for our language learners today.
Oh, absolutely. What is the big protective strategy for our listeners this time, Sam? We need them to stay warm in the winter of vocabulary.
Listeners, if you want to completely master this beautiful language and never make a massive grammar mistake again, you absolutely cannot just listen to this audio once. You have to treat this podcast exactly like building heavy, warm layers of winter clothing.
Building heavy layers. I completely love staying cozy when it's snowing, Sam. How do we actually layer our English listening?
Well, the very first time you listen, you're just putting on a light, simple t-shirt. You enjoy the funny story, you laugh at the burnt chicken on the shoes, and you just feel the basic temperature. But the second time, you put on the heavy, thick winter coat. You pause the audio, you repeat the big words out loud, and you completely build an unstoppable layer of permanent vocabulary.
Yes, build your heavy vocabulary layers, guys. Protect your brain from the cold. So, Sam, please tell me the manager did not actually cry when he saw his ruined white leather shoes.
He did not cry, Leda. He just stood there in total silence for 60 seconds, staring at the black meat on his feet. I felt so incredibly small. I looked at him, I looked at the chicken, and I felt a massive, heavy pain in my stomach because I knew I made a terrible choice to come to his party. I felt so much sadness about my own clumsy hands.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how you stood in that garden feeling that deep, heavy sadness because of your black chicken disaster, I think that's a wonderfully painful, highly emotional vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Regret.
Yes, regret. It's an excellent B1 noun and verb that describes the very sad, uncomfortable feeling you have when you wish you had made a different decision in the past, or when you feel truly sorry about a massive mistake you made, like having a massive, deep regret about dropping greasy food on your boss's expensive shoes.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely sad, heavy word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Be careful with the chicken.
Regret.
Regret. I have so many massive life regrets right now, Leda. I honestly just wanted to run out of the garden and hide in the forest, and that actually makes me very curious about our clumsy listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their social disasters. Listeners, we have our first very awkward, shiny question for you right now. When you're at a nice party or a quiet dinner with friends, what is the absolute biggest, most embarrassing social mistake that you have ever made that you still regret today? Did you spill red juice on a white sofa? Or maybe say something completely wrong to the host?
Tell us your absolute worst social regrets in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I'm not the only adult who ruins parties. So, Leda, do you want to know the terrible, highly inappropriate thing I said to the manager while I was trying to apologize for his shoes? I was so incredibly nervous, Leda. I looked at his expensive, greasy white shoes, I looked at the black chicken skin, and I desperately wanted to help him feel better. So I smiled very widely, and I told him, "Let me tell you something, sir. The dark black grease actually makes your shoes look highly fashionable, exactly like a very sad, expensive crocodile."
A sad crocodile? Oh my goodness, Sam. You basically told your strict manager that his ruined shoes looked like a dead animal. I am absolutely mortified for you. Did he actually kick you out of the garden right then and there?
He just pointed his long, oily finger directly at the front gate and told me to go home and never touch a piece of chicken again.
Wait a minute, guys. Listeners, I have a fantastic native secret right here. Did you hear how Sam just pronounced the words "let me"? He sounded completely terrified, but also exactly like a very slow, formal professor reading a boring history book.
Oh no, did I sound completely robotic while I was describing the sad crocodile shoes, Leda? I thought "let me" was the absolute perfect, clear way to show my polite, helpful personality.
It is absolutely perfect if you were writing a very serious letter to a judge, Sam, but when native speakers are talking fast, especially when we're trying to help someone or offer a quick idea, we just smash the words together and say, "Lemmy, lemmy."
Oh, let me tell you a secret. That sounds so much faster and incredibly natural, Leda. It completely hides my social panic.
Exactly. Use "lemmy" when you want to sound completely relaxed and casual in your conversations, guys. Let me see that, let me help you. So, Sam, did you actually walk home in total silence and regret your entire life?
I walked 3 entire miles in the rain, Leda. I felt like the biggest mistake in human history. I'm officially never going to a barbecue ever again.
You are a complete social disaster, Sam. But honestly, ruining a pair of white shoes at a garden party is just a small personal tragedy, because the absolute most terrifying, life-changing mistake happens when you're sitting at your office computer and you press one tiny button that changes your entire career forever. So guys, throw away your burnt chicken and close your email apps, because we're replying straight into Chapter 2. We're going to explore the extreme danger of the reply all button, why you should never write jokes about your boss in a digital message, and the absolute panic of trying to recall an email that everyone has already read. Let's go.
Lita, dropping black chicken on your manager's white shoes is a physical garden variety disaster. But sitting at your quiet office desk on a Monday morning typing a very funny, highly private joke about your manager's shiny red head and accidentally pressing the massive reply all button to 200 people is an absolute digital execution.
Reply all to 200 people, Sam? Please do not tell me you actually compared his head to a specific round red vegetable. I am literally holding my breath right now.
I was so incredibly frustrated, Lita. I just wanted to tell my best friend Tom about the barbecue disaster. I wrote, "Sir Baldelot is so angry about his shoes, his shiny head looks exactly like a giant stressed out tomato." I thought I was only sending it to Tom because I have much friends in the office who love a good joke.
Wait, Sam. You have much friends? The strict English grammar police are absolutely deleting your entire email account right now. You never ever use much for people or things you can physically count, my digital criminal. You have many friends. Many.
Oh, right. Thank you, Officer Lita. I have many friends. Or at least I had many friends before I sent that email. My nervous fingers completely forgot the basic countable rules because I was laughing at my own tomato joke. I pressed the button, I saw the message sent notification, and then I realized the terrible truth. Every single manager, every secretary, and the giant tomato himself just received my message.
Oh my goodness. I can actually feel your heart stopping through the microphone, Sam. Seeing 200 people read your private insult? I think that is a wonderfully painful, highly moral vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Remorse.
Yes, remorse. It is an excellent B2 noun that describes the very deep, honest feeling of being extremely sorry and having a painful conscience for a massive mistake you made, like feeling a huge amount of remorse after insulting your manager's head to the entire company.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely painful, honest word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Think before you press send.
Remorse.
Remorse. I am feeling a total, absolute mountain of remorse, Lita. I honestly wanted to crawl directly under my wooden desk and stay there for 10 years. And that actually makes me very curious about our digital listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their message disasters. Listeners, we have our second very digital, regretful question for you right now. When you are typing a private, funny message on your phone or computer, what is the absolute worst wrong person disaster you have ever had? Did you send a complaint about your mother-in-law directly to her? Or maybe a secret joke to your teacher by mistake?
Tell us your absolute worst message mistakes down in the comments below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult who cannot use a mouse correctly. So, Lita, do you want to know exactly what the manager did when he slowly walked to my desk holding his smartphone 5 minutes later?
I am actually holding my breath, Sam. Please do not tell me he walked to your desk with a giant basket of tomatoes and started throwing them at your tired human face.
He was so incredibly calm, Lita. It was much scarier than shouting. He slowly placed his shiny smartphone on my wooden desk, pointed at the word tomato, and very quietly whispered, "I actually love tomatoes in my morning salad, Sam, and since you love fresh vegetables so much, you're going to spend the entire next month working in the dark, quiet basement archives with the spiders."
Oh my goodness. You basically got a death sentence for your tomato joke. Did you actually try to apologize and fix the massive disaster?
I spent 3 entire hours writing a physical handwritten letter of apology, Lita. I even bought him a very expensive bottle of leather cleaner for his white shoes. I was desperately trying to make things right and pay for my terrible digital sin.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how you bought expensive soap and wrote a long letter because you were so desperate to fix your huge mistake, I think that is a wonderfully serious, highly useful vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Atone.
Yes, atone. It is an excellent C1 verb that means to do something good or pay a price in order to show you are sorry for a previous mistake or to make up for something bad you did, like trying to atone for a tomato insult by scrubbing your manager's shoes for 3 entire days.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely serious fixing word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Fix your terrible mistakes.
Atone.
Atone. I am officially trying to atone for my entire life, Lita. I am currently the king of the dark basement.
I completely support your new life with the spider, Sam. You definitely need to stay away from the reply all button. But honestly, atoning for a silly email or a greasy shoe is just a tiny corporate story, because the absolute most important part of the human experience is not the mistake itself, but how we turn our deepest regrets into massive, beautiful life lessons. So guys, throw away your tomato jokes and grab your heavy wisdom books, because we're learning straight into Chapter 3. We're going to explore why failing is actually the fastest way to succeed, how to stop crying about the past, and why your biggest regrets are secretly your greatest teachers. Let's go.
Lita, sitting in a dark, cold basement with 30 hungry spiders because you called your boss a giant, stressed-out tomato is a very heavy physical punishment. But after 3 entire days of total silence, staring at the old dusty boxes of office paper, I realized that my massive mistake was actually a beautiful hidden gift of peace and quiet.
A gift of peace and quiet in a basement with spiders? Sam, have you finally lost your entire human mind in the dark? Are you actually having serious conversations with the insects right now?
I call the biggest spider Professor Eight Legs, Lita, and honestly, teaching him the difference between much and many was the most relaxing part of my entire week. I realized that if I never sent that terrible email, I would still be sitting upstairs, listening to the manager scream about his greasy white shoes. This total disaster actually opened my eyes to a brand new, quiet reality.
Oh, I completely see your point, Sam. You turned a massive regret into a moment of true clarity. Honestly, guys, hearing how Sam's dark basement punishment actually showed him a brand new way of thinking about his stressful life, I think that is a wonderfully bright, highly spiritual vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Enlightening.
Yes, enlightening. It is an excellent C1 adjective that describes an experience or a lesson that provides you with a sudden, clear understanding of a situation and makes you feel much more knowledgeable or wise. Like finding a dark basement full of spiders to be an incredibly enlightening escape from your angry boss.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely bright, wise word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Look for the light in the dark.
N, light, N.
N, light, N. Enlightening. My tomato disaster was surprisingly enlightening, Lita. I'm officially the most relaxed archive worker in the world. I am never going back to the bright office upstairs.
You are officially a basement philosopher, Sam. But honestly, while Sam is busy talking to spiders, I know our listeners have their own beautiful stories of turning mistakes into wisdom.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their enlightening moments. Listeners, we have our third and final very wise question for you right now. When you look back at a massive mistake or a deep regret from your past, what is the absolute best lesson you learned from it? How did that terrible disaster actually turn into something positive or enlightening for your future self?
Tell us your absolute best life lessons in the comments down below. We desperately need to know that failing is just a secret way of winning. So, Sam, do you want to know what the manager actually did when he walked down into the dark basement and saw you happily feeding crackers to a giant spider? I am absolutely holding my breath right now, Sam. Please do not tell me the strict manager actually sat down on a dusty box and started singing the countable noun song with you and Professor Eightlegs.
He looked completely terrified, Lita. He slowly opened the metal door. He saw me feeding tiny pieces of salty crackers to a giant spider while I was explaining the grammar rules of many and few, and he backed away very slowly. He looked at my messy hair and my happy face, and he whispered that I was officially allowed to come back upstairs because my behavior was becoming way too strange for the basement.
Oh my goodness. You actually scared the manager with your spider lessons? Sam, you basically acted like a crazy person to get your old job back. Honestly, guys, hearing how Sam's strange, weird behavior in the dark basement actually saved him from his punishment, I think that is a wonderfully odd, highly creative vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Eccentric.
Yes, eccentric. It is an excellent C1 adjective that describes a person or a behavior that is very strange, unusual, or slightly crazy in a way that is actually quite interesting or funny. Like being an eccentric employee who teaches English grammar to insects in a dark office basement.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely strange, funny word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Embrace your inner crazy.
Eccentric.
Eccentric. Eccentric. I'm officially the most eccentric worker in the entire company, Lita. I'm even wearing my mismatched socks from last week to prove it.
You are definitely eccentric, Sam. But honestly, while being eccentric is a great way to escape abasement, it's a terrible way to learn a language. You can't just talk to spiders and expect to become fluent. You need a serious long-term commitment to your growth.
Oh, absolutely. Mistakes and regrets are just part of the journey, guys, but you have to commit to learning from them every single day.
Exactly. So make a massive, wise commitment to your future self right now. Stop regretting your past grammar mistakes and smash that subscribe button to join our amazing, eccentric community of learners.
Grab your crackers and your notebooks and commit to being better than you were yesterday, guys.
Your subscription is the ultimate commitment to your own wisdom, everyone. Thank you so much for completely surviving burnt chicken and spider lessons with us today. Please never compare your boss to a red vegetable in a digital email, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Stay wise and stay eccentric.